Perfect.
Yeah.
So I've got a few different pictures here of different applications that we've seen people use it for. You've been kind enough to actually email us pictures back so we can really see the stuff in action. So here we've got a game cool. We find because it's moisture resistant, it'll actually, again, weather that much better. So let's go. We're going to talk about this guy first. So this is actually a piece that my grandfather made. So it's one of his ladies. It's just an artistic piece. What it's actually managed to do with it, and I've got another picture on the other side here, is this ring is actually separate. It's actually from the same piece of wood, but separated from it. So the WebbWood is actually able to withstand the stress of taking that away from the core piece of wood. Again, if I move this guy over here, so again, another picture of the game cool here. We actually had a gentleman make hairpins from this for his wife and his wife's friends. So we're actually able to turn the stuff quite thin, and it actually maintains the strength. So it's actually been used in women's hair and will actually hold together very nicely. Let's switch over here. Again, here is another one of the ladies. We've got the 3 rings around it. It's just kind of experimenting with it, showing off how strong the pieces can be there. And I've got one of these candlestick holders going around at the moment. So yeah, these guys are just turned. We've got some handles here.
So on average, what would a piece cost a member if they're like the candlestick holder? Like what size? What would a rough estimate be?
So we'll go outside some rough estimates here.
$30.
So you're looking at a quarter panel. So you're looking at about 9 inches by 3 inches by 1 inch. That kind of size panel. You're looking at about $40.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
How much?
40.
And then.
I don't know.
Yeah, so what I'll do, if anyone's interested, I'll get shipping costs as well. What we're finding, I do the pricing on basically the shipping for small, medium and large boxes. So you look at a small box, and that's where the pricing gets. You can find the bigger box you send, the less it costs, or less in the long run. So the small box, you're looking at $35. The small box is 8 5/8 inches by 5 3/8 inches by 1 5/8 inches. And with a maximum weight of 4 pounds. A medium box, which is going to run about $56, is 11 by 7/8 inches by 13 5/8 inches and by 3 3/8 inches. The large box.
Canadian prices, right?
Sorry?
US.
So this is
US.
for US. What's the exchange rate right now? We've got about. That's a scary question.
1.5.
At 1.5.
No, 1.25.
Yeah, hopefully 1.25. I know it got a little bit nicer again. So.
That's okay, as long as it's US.
But yeah, what I'm going to do, if you guys have more questions about pricing, I will give you some more definite numbers and email you guys back there.
So this piece I've got, so 18 inches by 26. That's the estimated price.
So that would be for the full panel? Yes, that's right.
Full panel being 18 by 26.
That's right, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if it's showing on this version of the website right now, but we are doing those quarter and those half panels as well.
And yeah, they're not coming up on here.
No, I think that's it's a rather recent development.
Okay.
So I think, yeah, hopefully by mid-June we're going to see that webpage up
So
and running.
there'll be smaller portion sizes aside from what's up here right now. So it will
Where are you in Rochester?
They're actually just outside Rochester in, I think the address right here, in Leicester, New York. Yeah, so the largest box, which is again $70 US, so what do we say, for 85 or so? 85.90. So that one is two sizes, 11 by 35, 11
It's 126.
and 3/5 inches by 23 11/16 inches by 3 inches, or 11 3/4 inches by 23 11/16 inches by 5.5 inches. So again, it's a lot of information, but I can email this information to you so you have that as well. Yeah, absolutely.
Is there duty on that?
It's going to be about the same as sales tax, so about 13%.
And then they exchange for 30 cents on the dollar.
Yeah, as far as I can tell, but I can definitely
What?
It,
Is it manufactured where? Welcome to Canada.
It's manufactured overseas. They actually bring it in.
Oh, okay, that's
yeah.
why this duty.
Yeah, they bring it into the US and we can bring it up here. And we're going to look into distributors up here as well. See if we can
From
get.
where? Where's
It is from Thailand.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why 13%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it's not higher.
Well, because it's coming from the US, so. It's
From
like
Thailand to
it's
the
landed,
US.
it's landed though in the US from Thailand. So now you're paying the duty coming up from the US to Canada. That's why.
Yeah. So if we can get a distributor here, we'll cut out one step there.
How cool is that?
Where did you get that from?
Yeah, absolutely.
You were saying it's mostly birch?
It is mostly birch, yeah.
Is that because of the openness
I
of the
make a living
fiber,
doing this shit.
the lightness of the wood, or all the...
It is the lightness of the wood. What we find is, especially when you get into some of the phenolic stuff, it does get quite heavy, so we want to keep the weight down as much as possible, especially if it's for things like hunting, fishing apparel, where you're lugging this stuff around outside. Yeah.
So the difference between medium and high density is
It-
the material itself.
That's right, it could be how much it's compressed as well. So the phenolic high density is compressed much more for a longer period of time, and you'll find it actually gets a lot more of the phenolic in there in the vacuum.
Okay, so you were saying it was hard for somebody to cut, so cut like the grain instead of cross.
That's right, yeah. As far as... Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I was asking.
Right, yeah. And as far as with just the phenolic stuff, just have to take a little bit longer turning it. Yeah.
Yeah, you had a number of different sized boxes.
Mm-hmm.
Some, for example, 11 3/4 by 31 by 5. What is that made up of? Your material maximum thickness is 2 3/4 inches. You stack several pieces in there enough to fill the box.
That's right, yeah. Yeah, so what we do, when you're ordering pieces, we fit the maximum amount in the box that we can fit that you've ordered. So we would always go with the smaller box, depending on what you're ordering there.
So you could order your material all 3/4 inch or half inch or 2 3/4 if you want.
That's right, yeah. So whatever. So we've actually, when we see the new website up here, you actually see we've got quite a range of dimensions here. We're actually developing those right now to see what's going to be most popular, so we don't have any redundant sizing on there, but you'll have quite a different, quite a variation of options of the different thicknesses, different widths and lengths.
Will you be selling pen blanks by themselves?
We were looking into actually doing sample kits. So we would do sample kits depending on industry, one of those being pen kits, yeah.
Oh, okay.
That'd be a good option. There's a lot of pen makers here in the club
Mhm.
and within Canada. Probably do a very good business with smaller piece sizes.
Yes, yeah, and that's one thing, especially we were looking at that industry, and that's kind of why we started doing the quarter panels and the half panels as well, because you find you wouldn't necessarily want a giant panel for pens. You would find you make a lot of pens out of that.
So do you find there's an application then for commercial use, like tables and stuff like that?
What you'd want, because of the way the colours are layered, let's try and pull one of these up. So anything with contours, where it's really going to show off the colours, that's where you kind of want to use it. You wouldn't want to use it for a flat piece. You're gonna, if you use it for a flat piece on this guy, you're just going to see the pink top layer. But anytime you've got contours, if you've got a table which is curved, absolutely.
That's
Yeah.
nice.
You must sell to a lot of knife makers.
Yes, we actually have a few knife makers in the States. A lot of knife makers, gun stocks we find as well. Sorry?
Pistol grip.
Yeah, there we go. Actually, we did just did some advertising for the SHOT Show in Vegas, and there were a few companies actually using. There was a company that we initially saw that was using diamond wood, which again is the company that used to make this kind of stuff until the factory burnt down, unfortunately. So no good. But they've actually started using WebbWood for some of these pistol grips and gun stops. Do you have any other questions? Oh yeah, right at the back there.
You said gun stocks. Do they do any carving in them?
You can carve in them, yes. If you're doing hand carving, you're doing laser engraving, anything like that, you find you can do that with WebbWood.
Do you have a material data sheet available for this?
I don't at the moment. I can probably get you one. Absolutely.
Specifically, what are the hazards of
So the hazards of.
breathing dust?
So what it's adhered together with is urea formaldehyde. So the same stuff as with most of the plywoods, kind of thing. As far as the phenolic goes, what you find is it's bonded so tightly together that you actually get very, very minimal dusting coming off that. It's more going to be the low density and the high density woods without the phenolic, just because of the way the phenolic binds everything together.
So when you would turn the phenolic high density, would it be more like acrylic where you're getting a ribbon of just like material rather than dust with a low and medium density?
That I have to go back to be honest. I'm not certain. I think you would be.
I think you would get the ribbon.
Yeah, from my understanding of it, and again, sorry, I'm very new to the field. That's the understanding I have, but I can get you a definite answer for sure. Ribboning.
Yeah.
Okay. Does anyone have? Yeah.
You were saying you don't have a distributor here in Canada?
Not yet. So I'm looking into woodchuckers. Yeah, I know Rob says it's one of the favourites around here. So I'm going to be looking into woodchuckers for sure. Is there any way we can make it easier to access? That'd be great.
You said that you're just going to put some of this into water for 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
Did he do that in a washing machine, like a dishwasher?
It was in a jar. We have tested in a dishwasher. This is actually in a jar. So he put it in a jar of water for 6 months, then poured it out at the end of that 6 months to test it.
My wife has a very expensive cutting knife, a number of them, but one specifically where the handle is splitting into layers. I'm not sure if it's that type of material or not, but I believe that it's because it's been in the dishwasher. So I was wondering if this would be stronger because I'm thinking of changing the material on the handle.
Okay. From the testing we've done in the dishwasher, we haven't seen that again. Now, this is after quite a few times.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
years. Yeah.
It's nothing I've heard of so far. That's a good question we take back though. I'd be interested to know about that. Nothing I've heard, but I'm sure I can get you an answer there. For sure. What are you guys? Yeah.
If you're mounting it into another piece of wood, epoxy to keep it in play, or
As far as adhering it to another piece of wood?
piece of wood, yeah.
Yeah, any wood glue we found works. So what we're using is the Type Bond 3, just for that waterproof aspect. But we found any of the regular wood glue will work.
Okay.
So the high density phenolic is basically waterproof. Is it resistant or wind resistant? You said it was scratch and dent proof, but is it like heat resistant at all? Or any
It's
other
very heat resistant. Yeah, with these thermoset plastics, basically what happens once they're set, they're very hard to unset. You have to heat it up to an incredible temperature to actually get it to reform.
You won't need your finish anymore, Dave.
I'll still shine it up somewhere.
But you can use the low density and high density stuff, and you can use that finish. Do
Yeah. That'll work.
you have any more questions?
Probably.
Very good.
Nothing else?